Just be with your breath, allowing the breath to become conscious within your body. And stay in that state. I mean, you can either keep your eyes open or you can be in the same state. I'll just introduce today's practice. We have 2 more sessions. So we're going to play with the above the head, the feet, the front of our body, the back of our body, and the cave of our heart. We're going to connect to the 5 today. To ensure that these are entry points. I mean, everything is an entry point for that matter, but these are obvious entry points. There's something that is coming from above, all the time. We have not worked much on the feet, but we will briefly work on that. Whether we're aware or not, constantly something is coming from the feet also. Most often it is the drawing in of the collective unconscious. Okay. So what we're going to do is to slowly work with the cells in these parts, and we may not be aware of cells, but just to work with the body substance there and help them to form a habit to connect to the pure source. So for example, in the feet, often when people connect there, they will experience a connection going below, but that region is dark, for example, which simply means that the feet is connecting to something untransformed, and thus it is drawing in. Okay, so we want to clear the base point. Over a period of time, constantly, let's say the 4 points actually, let's say it is not just connecting to our own, personality and stuff flowing in, nor is it connecting only to the interface. So which means, for example, if you're going through an emotional turmoil, you will feel a pain in your heart. And if you're very aware, the heart will be connected like this with the people involved, even if they're not in your presence. Okay. So, which means its range is only that. The forward connection, let's say with your chest region or whatever, the range is at the human interface. So we want to ensure that every of these 4 points is connecting to a divine source. So we take it like this. This is us. There is the human interface all around us, but there are universal forces beyond that, and then something pure. So our attempt today is to connect to something pure. I mean, above is, we've been working for a while now. In the forward, in the backward. Many a time we're not aware of the backward, but the back senses better than the front, actually speaking. So it is very subtle. It senses extremely well. And if we leave it unattended, then it is also picking on stuff from the world. So we want to also connect it to a pure source and the feet. The working on the feet is an elaborate process. For some, it comes quick. For some, like on the retreat, we normally attempt it on the 2nd or 3rd day. After we have done a lot of continuous work, then we attempt it. But some of us have already been doing our sessions. So from the feet, again, there are layers and layers and layers. We will attempt to aim the cells of the feet to connect to something pure at the depth. This is what we will do. This is one part. The other part I'll begin now, and we'll do that in the last session as well, is to learn to turn the body substance a little bit. Okay. And so it's like this, let's say I'm keeping my hand on my body. This is physically. And the practices that we're learning, we don't necessarily need to do it static. I can do it dynamic. Like I can move my body up and down. And in that, I can connect it to the above, breathe into it, etc. So what we'll do today is we will just take 1 or 2. And in the last session, we'll do it throughout. Take 1 or 2 parts of the body, and locally in that, do the condensing, the horizontal and the vertical request for the memories to be released. All that is fine. Then I'll guide you today. We'll keep our awareness if we have time. We're attempting quite a bit today. If not, this moves to the last session. So we go into a particular body part and slowly we rotate our awareness there. Let's say I'm inside my, inside my here, or I'm inside my knee. I'm staying there and slowly I rotate my awareness. We've done this a little bit when we turn our awareness to the above, but this time we'll rotate in an intuitive way. And suddenly you will feel that the substance itself slightly moves. The subtle substance slightly moves. And you keep very mild movements. You keep moving it in reference to the above, for example, till you feel that, yes, there is a click. The substance is connected to the above. This is what we will try. We will explore. You can kindly close your eyes. For a second, we'll connect to the body and just go to the depth of the body overall. And if for any one of you, a little bit of the pure substance is coming, which simply means that you're going inside the body and the terrain itself seems to be lit. The substance itself seems to have some light. The substance itself seems to have some joy. If for any of you it's coming, just touch that briefly. If not, just aspire. Now, to do this, your attention needs to be indrawn or even better inmost. Most of the time, our attention is directed outward through our thoughts, through our sensing, through our feelings. We are sensing others even when we are not in touch with them, when we are thinking of them. In that posture, it is very difficult to touch the substance. So you inwardly turn. And wherever your awareness is in your body, you direct the awareness to the very depth. Okay. Now, if any of you have thoughts, some of you don't have, some of you have thoughts on how to do it. There is a pure part of the thought, which is intentionality. Direct the thought into your body substance, asking the thought to go and search for the pure substance. A thought is very living. Since we have too much, we disregard it, we disrespect it. But every thought has so much power, and we will explore that another time in future. But for now, if there are any thoughts of how to do it, then direct the thought. You just have to turn the thought, and it's almost like you send it deep into your body substance, searching for the pure. This posture, your awareness is directed inwards towards the substance. Your thoughts are also directed towards requesting to search for the pure substance. So this is your first centering. And almost every day we need to do this centering. Like we take a bath every day, the centering needs to be done every day. Bring your awareness now. Let this continue. The body has a nature of automation. That's why we run into habits, but we don't use it for sadhana consciously. The automation part of the body can be utilized beautifully for sadhana. Just place a request to the body to continue this practice on its own, and almost by its own intelligence become better and better in doing this practice. You see, the human's primary gift is choice. Even the gods can't override the human's choice. That's the core power of the human. We hardly use it. Choice is prior to thinking. Choice is prior to analyzing a problem. Choice comes first. So you're making a choice with the cells to automate this process, continue on its own, and actually become better and better through its own experience. Open to the divine, of course. Let's bring your attention to the top of your head. And we're doing a centering. The entire top of the head. Request the cells there. So there are hunter cells. The hunter cells are always trying to sense and connect us to something, but we have to make a choice from our side, and the grays makes a choice from their side. There's the marriage of these two. But even in surrender, when we say we surrender to the mother, we forget to make a conscious choice, because the choice is important because we have multiple wills inside us. It's both. So go to the top of the head and you're just spreading your awareness. Very tiny movements. You're spreading your awareness on the top and you're requesting all the cells there to hunt and connect the top of the head to whatever is the highest you have access to now. It can be silent. It can be pure light. It can be something which feels like a very soft substance, or it can be the presence of the divine. You could feel it near your head itself. You could feel it way above. Both are actually fine. Remember to keep your inner sight turned up, having a certain unique sincerity that it is not consumed by what is being seen. It is ever present and open to receive the new. Like often when we see up, we sense something and the mind, a part of the mind gets consumed by that. That's a lack of sincerity when it comes in this. We trust that more is going to come anyway. And while we receive something, we see something, we sense something, more important, the sincerity here is we are ever present to something new opening up. Even for 50 years, if we spend connecting up, so much new will open up there. Bring the choice here to the cells, requesting them that they stay tuned to the highest above rather than just locked in some kind of a thinking. And request the cells to automate this choice. So it's like when you're connecting to the above, over years, more ranges keeps opening up, and it's a never-ending process. More richness opens up all the time. So request the cells to be open and receptive without just locking with what has already come. It will be really open all the time. And to automate this process, that the top of the head and the inner gaze is constantly linked to the highest, remaining open and receptive all the time. You tell the region here that even if your mind is close, selective, partial, you request the awareness to remain open above your head. Your mind can be closed, but somewhere above your head, retain a posture of ever-present openness, ready to receive. Again, this tuning may take a few seconds or a few minutes, but try and do this upper tuning every day. And request the process to be automated, the cells connecting to the above and remaining open to receive more, and to learn to do this process better and better. Take a minute pause, but be in the same state and slowly come to your feet. We'll begin in a minute. Bring your awareness to your feet. Take your awareness within the sole of your feet and just explore what the cells there are soaking in. What is the energy there? What are the sensations there? What is being stored inside your feet? And as you're doing it, if at all you have this perception that the feet are not good, because as children, sometimes we are trained if the feet touches the book, we consider it not so good and we do some kinds of actions. Replace this with an attitude that actually the feet is one of the most sacred parts of our body because it can transmit consciousness very well. As much as it can receive, it can also transmit. For example, mother was transmitting her force through her feet into the soil for new creation flowers. The blessing of the feet of the master on our head is considered the highest. The feet has some superior quality of healing also. So go deep into the sole of your feet. And make first a clear choice. Only the divine qualities to live here. So this you go point by point into a few points. If you want silently, you can chant a Om also. And make a clear choice saying only the divine. You can even request the cells of the feet to automate that choice. Only the divine. Only the divine. Now, from the feet, sense below. You could consider it as into the earth or consciousness below your feet, like we explored above your head. But this time, just simply make an aspiration that as you travel with your awareness down, just make an aspiration that you discover there are many sources. You discover some source of pure divinity below and let your feet connect to the pure divinity rather than anything that is untransformed. That's all we are doing now. So a part of your awareness is in your feet and you're requesting it to guide you to discover the sacred below. A part of your awareness drops in as much as possible, and you need grace for this, almost holding the hand of the divine. You request them to guide you and come to a point, and you will note it by the color or substance or quality, the presence of something divine or pure at the depth. And once you discover that, just request the cells of your feet to constantly stay connected to the pure divinity below. Sometimes you may not get it, and that's totally fine. Sometimes you may get it. If you don't get it, wherever your awareness is reaching down, hold the aspiration there below, not in our mind. Hold the aspiration there below. It's almost like it'll become like a flame there if you hold the aspiration, requesting the consciousness below there to help you to discover the pure divine source and to stay linked. So if you don't get, just build the aspiration there to discover the divine depth. Whatever you've discovered, even if it is 0.01% today, or for some, you may have got in touch with some light, some substance. There is also a union point below. You go so down that you're also up. Whatever has emerged for you today, come back to your sole of the feet and request the sole of the feet to always choose to either connect to the sacred below, or if you have got that, that's fine. If not, at least to connect that aspiration you have kept down below to discover the sacred depth all the time. Request the cells of the feet to always learn to connect to the sacred divine below, or the aspiration kept there for it. The aspiration kept below need not be at one point. It can be many aspirations, like tiny flames, kept in many regions below, requesting all points to discover the pure divine. And the sole of the feet either connects to the sacred depth or to these aspiration points. And you request the cells of your feet to automate this process. This is extremely important to automate, so that constantly you're linked to something below. For those of you who have a sacred place like a samadhi is already connected to the subtle physical. You can request your feet to constantly stay connected to the samadhi also. In real time, once in a while, come to your feet and sense below. Most of the time, you will find that it is just linked to something slightly dense or dark. Take just a few seconds and allow the gaze to go further down, either touching the divine below or searching for it. We'll have to keep doing this few seconds many times in the day. Take a moment, come back to your body, and we'll begin in a few seconds. Bring your awareness to the front side of your body, basically from your head to a toe, the front side, but more obviously the neck to the waist. And just do this tiny experiment yourself. Go into the cells, either in the skin or a little bit in keep your attention forward and see if you can sense what the front part of your body is connecting to. This awareness will just come in a few seconds, like you put your awareness forward and you may get a vague sense of the human collective and your body may shrink. It's that simple, which means the frontal is connecting to the human elements and there is a inabsorption still occurring, which is causing that shrinking. Like that it is. This exercise is very simple. Like if there is stage fear, somebody goes up in front of the classroom, they look at the students, they can't speak. Then the teacher tells them, look beyond all students and speak to a point beyond all them, right at the back in the space. Suddenly they'll be fine. It's as simple as that. I'll be quiet for a few minutes. Request the cells in the forward to connect to infinity beyond all the human elements, beyond all the universal forces. There is an infinity which intuitively the cells know because they get a taste of it somewhere else. So let them trace beyond all this and connect the frontal to infinity or something that appears totally pure, some quality that appears totally pure. Any of this just happens in microseconds. And whatever comes is what is there for us today. And what we don't get, we simply leave the aspiration out there in the forward, requesting it to connect to a divinity, infinity, or sometimes it could just be a sun. Request the cells in the front to automate the process continuously by interacting with humans, either in their presence or through our thoughts. At all times, our gaze will be locked in the human interface. Request the cells to, at each of those times, to automate the process so that the glance can be taken more beyond forward to the infinity, divinity, or some other quality. Come back to your body. Before we go to the back, from the body, you're just dropping to the pure substance for a brief few seconds. From the body, you're connecting to the body, to the highest above. We're just learning to do the practice in seconds because that's what we learn to do in real time. And if it comes partial or full, we accept it. And it's like we keep allowing the process to become better and better. It's like cycling. We cycle and we're awkward, but we continue. By experience, we become better. From your body, aspire and connect to the sacred below, or the aspiration to discover the sacred below. It can come as a color, it can come as a sound of a profound sound sometimes. With your body, connect to something pure forward. And then we go for the final step. Turn your attention to the back, not just the spinal, but the entire back, especially the torso at the back. There are lots of cells and they all can sense. And mostly you will find, if you go there, that The awareness is locked in there. Centered in the cells at the back, just cast the glance at the most infinite point behind. Beyond your experiences of your back, beyond humanity, beyond universal forces, intuitively, and if you've not found something pure at the back, if you've got, great. If not, just keep an aspiration at whichever point you reach behind to discover for the pure divinity, even a zone of joy at the infinite end. And then you request the cells at the back to choose. Instead of locking into their experiences or the humanity's undercurrents, to use the medium of vastness behind, to always travel and connect to the infinite joy, light, or beauty. Request the cells of the back to automate this process with joy so that they are linking up to something extraordinarily sacred at the back. Slowly come back fully to your body and be with your breath for 2 minutes, allowing the body to assimilate this process. Give yourself sufficient time, and whenever you feel complete, you can close the process for yourself.